Hello, everyone. It is Steph. I have a couple things for you this week around emergency planning. And not every emergency results in death. Okay, let's just get that out of the way right off the bat. Although I did learn something really interesting not too long ago, that powers of attorney are only effective when you are alive. Once you pass away, your POA is no longer effective. And at that point, you need to have a trust or other legal instruments in place to dictate who gets what, who's in charge of what, who gets access to what, and all of the particulars. So that was something I was not aware of. I have a medical power of attorney and I have a general power of attorney so that George can take care of stuff in the event something happens to me. But I did not know that that's only valid while I am still alive. So that gave me a little homework assignment. So even though not all emergencies result in death, it is important to make sure that you have all of your legal ducks in a row just in case. Okay, so that's that part of things. Most of the time, most emergencies are, we're taking care of someone else and we're kind of taken out of our routine and we have to go help someone else with their emergency, or maybe we experience a health crisis that is temporary, but we need the time and the wherewithal to recover from that. Or maybe it's not even an emergency. Maybe we just really need to take a break and go on a vacation for a bit and step back for a little chunk of time. The point is, whether voluntarily or involuntarily, if you are removed from the day-to-day of your business, what is in place to ensure that things continue moving forward and that they can be functional, particularly if you have employees or obligations that you need to continue making regardless of whether you're directly participating in them. So this comes down to systems, one of my favorite drums to beat. It's all well and good that we have goals and we have vision and aspirations for our business. If we do not have the systems in place on the day-to-day that help us to realize those goals and also to help us function as effectively as we can on the regular, that is where a lot of dysfunction and uncertainty gets introduced. And you compound that with an emergency situation where there has to be very fast action and fast thinking around it, and things can go sideways real quick. So the more you have sort of divested your brain onto paper and you've articulated to other people how things need to function, or better yet, get together with your team and collaboratively come up with the structure and the systems that help them take care of the day-to-day. Until that happens, you will continue being the bottleneck of your own business, and therefore you continue to pose a risk to your own business because you hold all the keys. Okay, so here's put together a quick little list of questions just to help you get started thinking about this. So what I've got here are, what are your accounting processes, like collections and cash flow review? What systems are in place to deliver your service or your product? Do you have an onboarding process for new employees? Do you have compliance procedures for any certifications, CEUs, or insurance? Do you have a password vault so accounts can be accessed in your absence? These are just some things to kind of get you started that touch on all the different aspects of your business, whether it's leadership, sales, technology, certainly the money. You want to make sure that someone other than yourself can keep those wheels going, or you need to be able to anticipate that your business will completely shut down until such time as you can jump back in and sort of resurrect things. And that may be true for solopreneurs like myself. I'm the only one here. I am the boss and I am the employee and I am all the things. So when I am taken out of the equation, everything stops. But that doesn't mean that there aren't some parts of my business that George, has access to in case something, God forbid, does happen to me. He knows how to get in my password vault. He has the POA so he can get into the bank accounts and, pay bills and keep things going. So even in a small way, on a small scale, for a business like myself, there are some things that you can put into place that will make it easier for your partner or your spouse or whoever's going to have to juggle all of these balls on your behalf. And certainly if you have employees, you need to be thinking much more expansively about what happens if you are even, temporarily taken out of the day-to-day equation. So, food for thought. This month is all about legacy and emergency planning. We're going to get a little bit more into legacy planning next week and kind of a guide for setting that up and some ideas. So stay tuned for that. Hope that gave you some good food for thought, and I will be back with more next week. So enjoy the rest of your week, and I'll see you next Wednesday. Bye, everybody.